Okay, so yes, sorry about that. So again, and I know that Cynthia, you know this equation already, right? So we end up, everything shifts. Okay, I'm gonna see. I was on a roll, and every time I stop myself, I'm never sure where I'm gonna go next. So what happens is right over here is where number 7 is, right? Over here is where number 5 is. 6 goes over here. Okay, but when you create the 6, imagine you have one stamp, and you just go, and you keep creating individual stamps, right? Well, that's what happens. We have the basic stamp when it comes in, right? The architect builds out like a smaller, and then once it looks at it all, it goes, okay, we got it. I see it here. I got it on paper. It works now. Let's put it out there. So they put it out there. Number 6 connects this one and this one. It also connects this one, okay, over here. Connects it on this side, connects it on this side. We have one pyramid. If you want, we have an upside down Y. Or we have two Y's facing each other. Now, with this one over here, okay, we have the first full formation. It gets split over here. Now it has to be duplicated. We have to create, to create, to create. Imagine I had to put a telephone here. I put a telephone. I put a telephone in the house. It was a landline. It was a landline. I put a landline in the house. I'm going to call it Atlanta instead of Atlantis. And one of the things, okay, is that when you call it Atlanta, take a look at the word. Now, I took the word away from you. I'm going to say to you this phrase. I'm going to try to make this up. Let's see if you can follow me. I want to send you a letter. I want to send you a letter by the mail. Then I'm going to say to you, Atlanta. Now, where do you want to send this and how do you want to send it? What are you going to write? Are you going to write XYZ at? Or are you going to say a commercial? Which one are you going to say? Are you going to say a commercial or are you going to say at? You know, my email is 6549 at gmail.whatever.com. Well, the mail's on strike out here, so it must be something to do with the gateway of the Gmail, right? Anyways, we're not talking about that. When you send an email, you do this. What if I wrote the word like this? Atlanta. This is a wing. This is a wing, okay, from the house of 360. The reason I say that is when 1 and 2 are involved, right? When 1, okay, one line, here's one line and 2 lines. Full formation, meaning when 1 is involved, I can split it right down the center of 1 point. When 2 is involved, I need to have separation, whether the separation is this way or this way. The separation is this way or that way. When you use this separation or this separation, the only lines that you can actually draw on this, right? This is the way it will look. See the way that funny star looks over here? See that funny star that we've seen before? And this? Which one looks more like the like the, what do you want to call it? The boat, you know, when you drive the boat, the steering wheel, is it this one more like the steering wheel or this one? And remember, in the steering wheel, it needs to be connected to the back of something. So would we have it over here or over there? Just to let you know, I have to add something else on into this. Let's let it look like that so it'll be a little bit better. Okay. Why I did this is I'm not allowed to draw from here over to here. I have to either go down and up corner to corner or right straight on the lines. So this formation is basically finished. This one is not. Let me see, is this one finished? I think that one is finished. This one is not. This is the way this one is going to look. This is the way this one is going to look. Do you see 88 with inside of this one? That's your gateway. 88, okay, 8 and 8, 9 and 7, your berth in the gate. 88, 88, referring to here. Your 8 area is what's going to connect this 6 with this 6, okay? It will overlap. Let me show you. There's a few ways to do this. So my final, what I'm showing you is just another skeleton of a skeleton, okay? Another one of the 8s, okay, is up over here. We went, you see the way it's a tunnel, goes all the way through, right? Remember, we need the telephone here, and we need a telephone somewhere else. Otherwise, why do I need a telephone? Well, who am I going to call? So if I'm going to call anybody, they need a telephone. Otherwise, I can't call anybody. Okay, Odd Socks, if you have any questions, I'm going to explain. Hello, Sidinesh, Nar, how you doing? How you doing? Ask me to start over. I'll start over. We're not many people here right now. So if anybody has any questions for what I'm doing, I'm going to explain it to you. So I'm just going to stop in my tracks. I'm just going to answer this one piece here. Is over here, right, is when 6 and 6 meet. Right? Now, in order to lock them in, I put a chain lock over this area. Everything always takes up 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 are separate ribs. What connects the ribs together, okay, is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, where you'll see this area over here, the shadow-like area over here. That'll be in between this tube that goes all the way across. This stops at number 15. Over here. But when we have another 8, I have 1 8 that runs down here, right? Because when I run my numbers down here, I decided instead of going from 7 to 5 to 3 to 1, okay, I could have went 7, 5, 3, 1. Okay, I can do that also. I can do both of them. Instead, I went 7, 9, 11, and 13. And one of the reasons I did that is because I could. It makes sense. This, who we are here, we are the processors within creation. Now, if you don't believe there was a creator, that's fine. But what I'm doing is I'm going to show you something that you might agree with. In fact, I'd like that everybody agrees. Here's a dot. If you go down to the casino, and you go to the crap game, they will say that's number 1. If you go to the sick bow game, which is another, which is a dice game, you will see that is number 1. You can go to many games and play and try to find out, because this has to be something that has to be like conclusive up to about to a certain percent, unless it's outside the norm. Now, in that circumstance, outside the norm, when something's outside the norm, it's almost like saying, well, I got my computer, but I had to put a search engine on it because it only came with this search engine on it. So I added on. I wanted an extra virus, so you added that on. You wanted a game. So certain things are add-ons in this world. And if you want to know how to add it on, and everything has to be fair. Otherwise, if I call you, let's say you tell me your phone number is 1234, and I call 1235, I ain't going to get you. You have to tell me your phone number. How do you want me to call you? So now you have a phone and I have a phone. Now, how do we put these phones together? Because I have to speak. You have to receive into your ear. You don't receive into your mouth that I speak from. So now we have to have for 2 ears and 1 mouth. Luna, Demas, and Phobos. What I heard between my ears. What's going on between my ears? The moons are going on between my ears. When I split my face up, I split my nose in half. Remember that. I'm going to get some hot water. I hope that I can keep my what's going, because I've wanted to say this for a long time. And I'm very excited tonight because I just thought of that. And I've said it before. It's not that I just thought of it. It's the way I saw it when I thought of it. And that was very exciting. Please do not hesitate. Don't be shy. Good evening, Miss Watkins. Don't be shy to ask me questions. What do I do? Don't ask me, where is it going to take me? Because it's only going to take us. I'm going higher and higher all the time, every day for 20 years. I've been learning something for myself every day for 20 years. And it just got to a point where I can now understand that the construct we live in, okay, the construct that we live in, if it is the construct that we live in, it is crazy that in this construct, that the information that I find within this construct in game mode, meaning this is a game. When you come into this page over here, I am rewriting everything I found in the world into the game. And I'm seeing where it fits into the game. That's what I'm doing. And I want it to be fair for everybody in the game. So when we play the game, everybody starts off and it's fair. If you want to cheat, well, you know, there's cheat codes in all the games, and usually you have to pay for it. We are in the house of bet. Aleph bet. The circumference of Aleph is bet. When Aleph stretches out, okay, put up the smokestacks, right? Aleph puts up a smokestack, one in a higher area, one in a lower, and it's crossing just like the letter N. It's not crossing like the H. It's not splitting like the I. It's crossing also Aleph, okay, with an F or a PH, doesn't matter, okay? When it's crossing, if we were looking at this from another language, not only can it be an N, it can also be a Z. But if the world was tilted sideways, it could end up to be the I or the bar that connects the H. So it depends your angle of vision on this. So the Aleph now has 2 smokestacks, right? The Aleph has 2 smokestacks. Now, what's the story going on with this? And do you notice there's a curvature, like a sine wave within the Aleph? Do you notice there's sine wave in the Hebrew language, the way they curve things, that sine wave, if you take a look? We have to do this the skeleton way. I'm a child of the Creator. I know absolutely nothing, and what I know, supposedly when I was born, it was my mother and my father. They attained the ability to do this because it was created that way? Or did it just happen like that? Because what I see right now, in order for the language to be the language that it is, to tell the stories that it does, they needed a quantum computer to be able to do this. The day of a quantum computer, when the English language was created alongside the French language being created for le la, bleu blanc rouge. (229) instead of red, white and blue, which is 952. So I have to look at these numbers a little bit, but right away I know 952 is going to be 468, I think. 9 times 50 is 450, yeah, 468. Well, 864, half of that, or whichever way, right, is our Earth vibration. I know that 68 is the dividing gate when we come into the mirror world. Why do I say that? First of all, 86,400 seconds in a day. The sun diameter, 86 million something 400. Half of this is 234. Reverse, it's 432. It's 432 hertz, apparently, Earth vibration. It resides in between 1 and 5, and in between 1 and 5, it resides number 83. You're 38. 11. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 is your alpha, beta, 1 and 2 equals to 3. Your 2 times 2 in the house of 8, 2 plus 2 equals 4 and 4. It's actually perfect, equals to 8. 8 and 3 is monkey. It just so happens monkey, okay, monkey is the 9th zodiac sign in the Chinese calendar. Alphabet, yes, alphabet. What would you like to know? A, B, C. You want to bring Michael Jackson up here? You want to know about Valentine's Day, why it is? It doesn't matter what it is, but we're going to get back to the split face. I'm going to the kitchen. I'm doing this because I feel the energy that way. I know there's an energy, and somehow, and I've seen it in my dreams, I felt it in my dreams, that we can pick up on this energy, that we have to believe a lot of things actually exist, and a lot of magic that we actually see every single day, but we don't realize is we went to the store, we bought stuff, let's say it was food, we put it on the stove and we ate it, but yet when it was at the store, we weren't going to eat it. So the magic was the process, okay, of making something into something else so you can use it for whatever reason you acquired to do this action. I'm going into the kitchen. Just give me a minute. If you want, we can take a look and see what's going on over here. Hey, kitty. So just give me a minute. Just give me a minute. I'm just going to the kitchen for just a minute. Oh yeah, I want to do one of these. How is everybody? The letter A. In fact, there's just so much. Every hand gesture, okay? Every hand gesture. And what I like is I like this one here, right? See that? I don't know exactly where it belongs, right? But it's not like this. You don't see anybody. You can sometimes see people holding their head this way, right? And then you see them with their locked hands or like this. But this is the piece I want to show you on both sides. The A, okay, first of all, this is like part of the eye. It's over the shoulder, okay? It's over the shoulder. It's still here. This is like a water tank. So I'm just trying to figure out where the land is, where the ocean is. It's just that we need separation. You know, if we measure and we want to get 180 degrees, that's a fine line, no matter what you do. Okay, let's say you wanted to take a circle and cut it in half with energy. Well, then you would be running in a fine line. How would the energies touch each other? How would they make that complete difference? You know, when water sits on the earth, right, or on something that it can't penetrate, that's your fine line. But what is our actual fine line? What does it have to be, right? What does that fine line have to be if there was separation, like a wall, right? Not like we're in the same room and we're just touching each other, or not like your feet are like standing on the ground, because there's different kinds of okay, just give me okay, that's going over there. So I mean, it's a little frustrating that, but the two scenarios happen. In a wall, you have distance. So when you're measuring, okay, when you're measuring a half a circle, you can stop here. Anything below it is below the, let's say, 180 mark, right? Because you went around and you went halfway. And then you have the other half. Imagine if one half was Earth and the other half was sky, right? We're just going in a circle, right? I'm just trying to put something together here. I don't remember what I was trying to get to, other than if we were doing this to the alphabet, maybe it's a little bit easier. If I wanted to split the alphabet in half, I can split in half the first half of the alphabet, right? I can split in half the second half of the alphabet. Okay, but how do I split the heart of the total alphabet? There are 26 known letters. Agree or disagree? I make and I create understandings through the understanding of basic things that actually exist. Being that I am a child of the Creator of all and none of the religions at all, but there might be writings or scriptures or book that might decree who I believe we all are, but irrelevant, I believe I am. But to all the facts, makes no difference. I just want to know if this is a dice cube. I want to know if you see 4 holes. I want to know if you see 3 holes. I want to know if you see 1. I want to know if you see 2. If we can agree on this, we're halfway down the road already. Because after you know all this, after you see all this, One-Eyed King, do you agree or disagree? I am very upset. I cannot find my calculator. Not good. I don't have the one I want, but I got one here. Will we agree that this is a calculator? Please tell me it is, otherwise I'm really in bad shape. Okay, it is. Everybody says this. It is. It is. This is a calculator. Okay, good. So now we know the calculator. Oh, look at that. Like out of nowhere, the other one pops up. So we have the calculator, right? Is this what they say number 1 is? Number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wow, this is good. This is fantastic. Now, if I look at this, and I look at this, they both look square. They both have 9 area spaces. because it doesn't matter if it's this size or if it looks like this, right? My question is, how many area spaces are there? And if I had to cut out area spaces, what would I do and how would I cut them out? Will I cut it out from here all the way to here and all the way up, and it'll be one square here? Here, I cut all the way to here, all the way down here, and cut out another square here, and only have 4 out of the total 9? Could be, because you can fission it. Otherwise, I have an area here, 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 and I can drill 9 areas. So if I show you this, what will you say? You will say, what will I say? What do you think I will say? I will say 2 dots and a 7 area void. Which way will we put probably the second planet? The planet with the, see that @ sign on the 2? When I first started playing cards as a youngster, right, we didn't call it the deuce, right? We called it a 2. Some people used to call it a duck when they look at the 2, right? In French, it's D-E-U-X. They call it sometimes the prime card. In French, it said prime. In English, okay, they call it the wild card. Right now, we are in the time of the duck for more than one reason. And when we're in the time of the duck, you must be in the time of the goose. And when you're in the time of the goose, you have to be in line with the geese. This is why I said it's a quantum computer that created all of this, because you'll see the stories that it will tell. Maybe just for me, I'm so excited. I'm going to get with the second with this. First, I want to go to the big bad wolf. Big bad wolf. And then we're going to go to Little Red Riding Hood. I'm going to go to riding. You know, I was just looking up. Let me see if I can ask. Like everybody has to know. Hey, we're into all zeros right now. 000 time. Take a look. 000 time. Right. So what is 0 time? Because when we get to 111, it's 71 minutes. When we get to the 142nd minute, that's 222. When we get to the 213th minute, okay, that's 333. When we get to the 284th minute, okay, that's going to be 444. When we get to the 555, we are going to be at the 355th minute. Each one of these equations is going to tell, I'm going to explain to you what stories they tell when I get to it, after I explain to you the Big Bad Wolf, Little Red Riding Hood, or is it possible we live in a riding? In general elections, they want to know there are 338 divided ridings. Little Red Riding Hood. So I went back to say this. If you split your face in half, you only have one nose. So you have to have this one nose split into 2 sides. We're going to get back to the alphabet also. So when you split your nose, you will get 0.5 and 0.5 in your nose, right? You will have 1 and 1 ear, okay? You will have 1 and 1 eyes, okay? Now, what's going to happen to your mouth? What will happen to your tongue? If we can't cut something in half, we have to put it to one side or the other. How do you put your mouth to one side? If I did that, what would be the angle of the split? Do you follow me? Now I'm splitting my face on a certain angle. I have to split on a certain angle, and it's got to make sure, right, that it stays by my nose over here. Somehow leaving my tongue on one side. I don't know why I'm doing this. I just wanted to talk about the reason that the nose is half and half, because it's only one nose. So it becomes the E world. The only number in the E world is this number here and this number here. The opposite, the third part of this cube, these three, right, are these three I'm not touching. So if I have 1, 4, 2 in my hand, you will see 6, 5, 3, right? So now I'm going to cover this and uncover this, and you will see 6. Whoop, hold on a second. If I have 1, 4, 2, I have 1, 2, 3. The other side will be 4, 5, and 6. And do note, 4 is inside of 5, is inside of 6. Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. The total of all these planets will end up, okay, shining in Uranus. So where does 8... What's up? Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. You know I love you. You know you came here just to stop me from thinking. Just to stop me from thinking. So I should go in the kitchen and get the hot water that's ready? Is that why? So I'm just going to go get the hot water. And I'm also doing this on YouTube and I have the camera pointed right on Kitty. Hey, Kitty. How you doing? Yes, you're so beautiful. Yes, look at that. You're so beautiful. Hey, what are you trying to tell me? You know, you go to the pound. The pound is found on the 3 key. 3 is Earth. They also bring the dog to the pound. The numeric value for cat is 24. The numeric value for dog is 26. 2 and 4 equals to 6 for cat. 2 and 6 equals to 8 for dog. So if you want to see a dog and a cat, we're going to show you. Here's 44, 8. Here's 33, 6. Here's 53, 8. Here's 24, 6. Here is 1 and 5, right? And here is 2 and 6. These are your starter numbers. 1 and 5 and 2 and 6, right? Why would Adam give Eve ribs? Okay, because the ace that goes in the center here goes all the way up here, and then it sticks its 2 legs down, poof, inside the house of Eve, connecting the outside of the house. The other way to look at this is going to be a big energy over here. Eve is a circle or a ring. Okay, Eve is a ring. Okay, there's a ring around this cube. Okay, and the ring around this cube is 22 and 14. 2 and 2, 4, 1 and 4, 5. Okay, so I know it's a sun ring. I know it's a passage ring. I know it's Fox headquarters, 666 888 111. Here's a 1. There's an 8 void and a 6 on the other side with 3 in between. So we spoke before, just to make sure we don't miss this. We spoke about the nose becoming the halfway point, the joint between what is Mars, okay, and Earth. And Mars, okay, is a pig. So the other side of the nose had to be a flat nose. It's also related to the monkeys. So we'd have to understand that also, right? It's also the association that the Earth nose is a jack nose. It's not a flat nose. We have to understand the different noses, okay? So there's a chance that each one of these statues had their nose drawn up, two different, in half one kind and in the other half another kind, right? Perhaps the speaker is not the same as the yonker or the honker. Now, why do we call it a honker? We have to know that we are in, when we make a creation, a game full of codes, right? And you need to remember the codes. You will build it into the structure of creation. And since nobody knew, because nobody was here, nobody knew how perfect it was. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. And the only way I believe we can start to understand or know is by understanding relationships, games, how every single game is going to fit into a star, into the constellations, into the zodiac, into the chosen animals for the Chinese zodiac, or in the Western, okay, astrology, from every letter. And I just wanted to, let's go back to the land. You remember the Atlanta? So there has an operator over here because there's AT and AT. Now, what is this going to represent? Is this your landline, your landline? Well, this is 3, this is 1, and this is 5. So right away, 135 are 3 connections. There's 666-888. Fox headquarters. It's right here. Right? 315. Remember those numbers. Remember all the numbers, in fact. I got to go get the hot water. 315. Okay. Okay. How is all of one of us? Wow, there's nobody. Why duck? I'm going to explain that why duck. Let me take a look. Got to go will catch on replay. Very good odds. Share this material. Please share it out. That's the best we can do. Unless you want to help out the channel, I got to, you can check out my channel. I have a PayPal account. But anyways, the best thing is we have to share the work. We got to share the work. We got to share the work. We got to share the work. We have to share it when we see what it does. Why share something, right? Why share something, right? See the way we have the triangle that goes in between the moving, and then what's going on in the heart of each one. At what point will it be bet? At what point will it be bet? Right? Where is the house? Is it this one opposite of that one? Is it this one? You notice they're not in the same house. So if they gave any ribs anywhere, which rib would they be giving? We're going to extend from here all the way to here. Are these the ribs? Is this atom, the three atoms, 666, when they start to spin, automatic, the ribs begin? The house begins to ignite. I don't know, I'm just asking this question, right? You got those neutron, proton, whatever, they're all together, and they're all mixed up, and then or is it this part over here, right? Is it this that goes into all of this, or is it these three that come together that create this, creating the ribs? Is it a electrical post that sticks up, and when the electricity catches on to Eve, she gets the ribs from Adam, from the energy, right? The energy, the matter, they come together and they ignite, they create ribs. 9 and 0. 9 and 0. This is like a worm in an egg, right? $351. Ace. 1, 3, 5. Sun. 54. The thing about the sun here is the S letter ends up, although it's a number 1, it ends up in the beta house. It connects the birth and the mirror worlds. It also connects like that. You see, you can have the left side and the right side. The left side and the right side. Splitting the ace, the pyramid that goes in between, like the harpoon of a boat. Why is this S with number 2? It's the only letter in the alphabet that reduces from the 19th letter, okay, to singularity number 1. They're both red, 1 and 9. The reverse numeric square is 1 and 9. It's 8 numbers, okay, controlled by 1 number. 8 numbers controlled by 1 number, but there are 9. Do you follow me? 8 numbers, the heavens controlling, okay, within 1, or 1 controlling 8. So it becomes the birth spirit. 91, 19, 91. And then it's going to create this. Now it gets a little confusing. I'm going to go back and maybe finish with Little Red Riding Hood, but first I'm going to explain this, okay? Okay. So what we have here is S is the 19th letter. 1 plus 9 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. I've dropped 18 numbers from here. So because I dropped 18 numbers, I'm now going to represent this, the 18th number. So I'm going to mark 18. The reverse is I, okay, to what was 19, and the reverse is H. And this is 9, and this is 8. So you remember I said before that we have 8 and 1, or 1 and 8. Well, when you look at this, there's one number, the 5 area, with 8 that goes around, or 9 is in the corner to everything over here, or 1 is in the corner to everything out here, to 3 is in the corner to everything's out here, to 7 is in the corner to everything out here, or 5 is different to all. From 5 to 1 is 4, from 5 to 4 is 1. From 5 to 7 is 2, from 5 to 8 is 3, from 5 to 9 is 4, from 5 to 6 is 1, from 5 to 3 is 2, from 5 to 2 is 3. There's a whole story going on in here. 52 is Earth. 36 is our base creation because we need 1 between 2 to create 3. When we create 3, we use 3 elements. These 3 here. There are 6 left. In the design of 1, 2, 3 with 6 left, it'll look like a 1 and a 0, looking like 10. Your 3, 6 is your basic creation. 3 with 6 left over is a total of 9. Everything begins here. After that, we go to 4. And 4 and 6 would now lock together to create 10. This is your 9 birth creation. The 6 and 4 lock together to create 10. Zion, Israel, the operator. The fed. Deaf, dumb, and blind. Controlled, being controlled and following the machine. 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10 when added. 4 and 6 is that 10. 3 and 7 is that 10. But when you go to 3, there are 6 sides on this cube. Only when we get to the 4th side have we reached the other side. It's 1, 2, 3, and on the other side, it's 4, 5, and 6. Each side telling its own story. And in this game, we use 2. And there's an expression, to die for. 2 and 4. Like I said, the dog and the cat. Like I mentioned also, the Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa. NASA. The 3 lines of NASA, the same way Rubik's Cube turns with 3. It's a hexagon. We also spoke before, I'm trying to remember what that was, between what is 6, okay, the O this way, right? Not the O this way, which is the O is AE, creating the letter O. The O is the 15th letter. The first letter is A. The 5th letter is E. We already know, we have established that the A plays from the center, that the A is designed to come out and connect the 2 sides. Now, whether the 2 sides are 2 different moons or 2 different planets or a ring, that's what A does. Now, the question is, okay, do we go A or AA? What should we do with A? I do know that when we play the game of blackjack, right, which is the sun game, because black and jack, right, is 29 and 25 equaling to 54. When we get a blackjack, the ace is 11, so it only took 1 ace to create 11. So now we already know that the ace split up between 2 sides, because the only way to create 11, when you only have 9 numbers, you have to go to 2 and 9. Not 1 and 9 equals to 10. But you have to go to 2 and 9. And we already know that 1 is between 2. 1 is between 2 equaling to 3. There's 6 more left over. Your number 36 is your creation, and it's your creation of 360. Your 360-degree life. Remember, you have a phone, they have a phone. Do we need an operator? Why is it not a direct line? Why can't I just send my thoughts out? What's going on? Earth has 1 moon. Mars has 2 moons. But the way I see it working is like this. I put on my headphones to my 1 moon, which now I understand, okay, that if the base creation, mirror creation is from Mars, I put on those 2 moons on my head. That means those become the Earth moons. 3 Earth, 2 moon, 5. Mars gets the Earth moon. Fourth planet, 1 moon, 5. Mercury, the first planet, has no moons. Mercury fits with the Mars moons. First planet and 2. Venus and the Earth moon. You know, overloaded. It's a lot of information. It's not that it's a lot of information. It's extremely exciting. Extremely exciting to learn by the moment something I didn't know 2 minutes ago. Something I didn't know 2 minutes ago. Why? When we were young, they used to... Is the cat on the phone yet? The cat's on the phone. Okay, when we were young, right? Oh, I got 100% here. When we were young, let me see. Are there games where deuces are wild?
According to Wizard of Odds, while this game revolves around conventional poker rules and a goal to build your best hand by holding proper cards dealt from a single deck and top the dealer, it introduces one slight change: deuces are wilds.
Oh shit, I just spilled fucking my, sorry, I swore, I just spilled everything on my cat, and it was in my hand. My cat's still lying there. Look. He doesn't even know yet, just give me a second. Oh my God. There's just a lot of games out there, and when I was younger, they always used the deuces as being wild, right? And they used to call, what do you call the 2 in the deck of cards? What slang do you call it, or acronym or something? Here, look. Duck. Whoop, hold on a second. See the word? Duck. The 2 of clubs, diamonds, hearts, or spades of the deck of cards is called deuce, Duck is another nickname. So it's Duck right now. So the wild card is out there, right? The wild card is out there. And remember, a trump card is always a duck, Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. And you know it's DD Donald Duck 44. And it's MM 2000 Mickey Mouse. And you ever see the Mickey Mouse ears and the Mickey Mouse nose, right? 2 black areas and 1 black area, something smaller for the nose, right? The setup of the mouse. I know I use a mouse on my PC, right? I use my mouse on my PC. So yes, so that was the answer to the deuce. Deuce is a duck, yes. Yes. Let me see who's here right now. We are a whole one of us. It's unbelievable that we're a whole one of us. Hey, can I like my own? I'm sending myself my own hearts. You know that? Right. Hey, Marty, you still around or you left already? How you doing, Marty? How you doing, Marty? What do you think this channel's about? What do you want to listen to? What do you want to know? I do what is an alphabet game science that I'll take most of any games, okay? And this is mostly for, it's for the adults, but it's who we are to creation. Because if you believe in anything at all, we are the children of creation. It's so funny. You know what's funny is that this person who came here, right? This person who came here left, and their showing up here disappeared as well. Hi, Callie Eagle, if you're still here, but it looks like nobody is. So we're going to continue on. Okay. And we spoke about the split nose. We spoke about blackjack. The other thing about blackjack is ace is 11, and all picture cards, okay, are 10s. And I believe that their picture card valued at 10 is once you go A, B, C, D, okay, you automatically get the mirror 10, okay? And then what you're going to do is you're going to go E. So you get A, B, C, D, and then you get the ring, right? And then you get E. And when you get E, you get hold on a second. When you get E, just give me a second. When you get E, and then you get F. So you would end up with 10, 15, sorry. And then you end up with 21. When you have 4 sides, your first A, B, C, D creates 10. Now you need a side that goes up. One of these sides must go up, one will always go down. So you're never going to see more than 5. So we're going to put these around and this up, even if it's impossible. Okay, it's impossible to do that. But I'm showing you this way. When you see it this way, it means you have the 1. It also means that you have the 2. It shows you that you have the 3. Now, to that point, everything is possible. Once you get the 4, you flip the cube up to the other side. Right? When you get number 4, number 4, the cube has to flip because there's only 3 opposite sides. So what would that mean? If I turned it around 3 times, right? Then after that, what would happen? How do we flip it over? Right? What flips over? What flips over? What flips over? Okay, is that when the leap year comes on the 4th one? Right? And then when we flip it over, we're going to get 3 again. And then we're going to flip it over. And we're going to get 3 again and flip it over. Now, the thing about this is you can flip this corner, or this corner, or this corner, or this corner. There are 8 corners to flip. 32 years, 32 area spaces for half a chessboard. 8 times 4. 32. The cycle of 3 moons of 28, 84, which is 4 times 21, which is your blackjack sun, which ace is 11. Ace is noted to be base 29, the Venus world, not the alpha beta world, right? Creation, it's just the beta world, which is the 2 for the Venus. I'm just trying to think of something. I missed a part of the picture. Yes, it was blackjack. It was the black sun, in which the picture cards, okay, are all worth 10. There are 12 of them and 4 of them. There'll be the 4 tens, there'll be the 4 jacks, the 4 queens, and the 4 kings. They're going to represent A, B, C, D in these picture cards. And when you count to 13, you will add 1 through 13. And it will equal to 91. You will count 1 through 13. It will equal to 91. The 13th moon of the year. 13 times 7 equals 91. When you have 13 times 28, it equals to 364. There's 364 moons. Okay. Oh yes, we had 8 times 3 equals to 24. We have 8 times 3 corners of the cube, spinning 3 times each corner, equaling to 24. The 24 is supported by a gateway. That gateway is 68, or 6 and 8. 24, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to what is 6 and 8. The odds on this are you place 6 chips down and they give you back 7. We live in the money world, the house of bet. B, which looks like a 13, and ET. The reverse alphabet of ET, okay, is V and G. ET equals 25, VG equals 29. Blackjack. At the same time, it's going to say basically this. Five TV 42. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4. Don't forget this. Don't forget this. Earth, and this is going to be the IT system, okay, connecting the sun, the divided sun. 135 equals to 9. It connects 3 poles, the 5 pole, the 1 pole, and the 3 pole. That is the hexagon way. Blackjack pays 1.5 times the amount. If you wager 4 times 1.5, it equals to 6. The thing about 1.5 is it goes with an earth number. 2 and 5 equaling to 7. 2 times 5 equaling to 10. 7 plus 10 equals 17. 10 minus 7 equals 3. That is your base creation within the house of Mars. And you are going to see over time how 7 and 10 or 7 and 1 work together. Not only does it create the number 4 in the artwork, 7 over 1 looks like a 4. 7 over 1 do you see the 7 and 1? Do Do you see the 7 and 1 now? I just extended everything. How about this? 7 over 1 looks like that. So we also spoke in blackjack, the payout is 1.5 times. The thing about why I mentioned 2 and 5 is because 2 plus 1.5, 5 minus 1.5 equals to 3.5, which is the heart of the cube, times 3 equals to 105, or 10.5. Or how about the O world? In between, anytime 1 and 5 comes together, in between is 2, 3, and 4. 1 and 5 is one side, where this 1, 3, is what's going to control what's between 2 and 4. Somehow that becomes your 7th gate. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 8 and 6. They are the reverse cubes. One-eyed Jack. The eye, 5, 7, 5, 4. So we have the sun, the moon, electric company. We also have the sky pass because it's eyed. If it was 575, all we'd have is we'd have sky pass, we'd have electric, we'd have moon, we'd have Heinz, we'd have Union Jack. 1 is number 34, so we now have blue. So we're talking about blue eyes and Jack, right? Because 1 is number 34 for cold. Cold is for blue, possibly baby blue, right? That means we needed to add a white to it. Let me see what they have here. How you doing, Jay? So, also when 2 and 5 come together, when you multiply it and add it, it becomes 17. When you minus 10 from 7, okay, and like I said, 10, 17, 18, 19 are not like the rest. 13 through 16 are not like the rest. They're not. The reason for this is when we speak in French, or when I speak in French, they separate. And they say 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9. Being a child of the Creator, no one ever taught me this before. It sounds like 10 minus 7, 10 minus 8, 10 minus 9. I already know that 10 is the holder. That 10 is the holder. Okay. And, okay, 10 has a drive shaft. 10 has the 5th wheel. And in creation, for the dogs that heal, but in creation, the W is your BC creation, something to do with red, right? And 311. Now, I'm going to see if I mentioned and explained everything that I've done so far. We didn't do the big bad wolf. I also forgot to show you the heart of the alphabet. The first 13 letters, the G, this is where the hexagon comes in. Because of the equality of 26, right, we have opposites. G is opposite of T, Z is opposite of A, M is opposite of N. So what happens here, okay, is I'm going to end up with a point because I can bring these up to a point. 6, 6, and 1. 6, 6, and 1, meaning UVWXY is 5 numbers, all right? Plus 1 number is 6, and the connecting number is 7. So the 7 is a connector between this 6 and this 6. When we add up 1 through m, it equals to 91. When I add up n through z, it equals to 264. The total, nope, 260, 260. Possibly something to do with the Mayan. I've first seen that number before. I don't remember where it was. And when you total the two of them, it becomes 351. The 51 for Mars, 3 by 51, okay, equals to 153. So you can see right away, we also know that 1 and 5 comes together at Saturn square. We also know that number 13 is outside the 12-inch ruler, that number 13 is outside the 12th moon, and we create 12 perfect moons, okay? With the cube matches 12 perfect moons, meaning I have 4 times 21 equals to 84, and I'll get 3 by 28 day moons, 3 moons. Then I'm going to get, again, 4 by 21 equals to 84, and then I'm going to get 3 times 28 equals to 84 in moons. And I'm going to do this 2 more times, because remember, 3 times and the 4th time completes it. 3 times and the 4th time completes it. We also know that is everything base 9, or is it base 9 for birth plus ABC creation? You need the 3 to create the 9. 3 and 9 equals to 12. But the first one, right, here is your basis. Your 1 and your 8 brings you your first area space. Your heaven with your spirit, or your heaven with your 1 divide. Let's call it the sun if you want. Let's call it Abba. Abba spreads out into Ima. 1 and 8 coming together because Abba goes into the heavens. 4 times 2, Venus, is over here. This goes in with 8. Here is your 9. Here is your 10. When you have your 9 complete, 1 face, okay, you now connect, okay, into this one over here. It has its own face, 1 and 9. See the 9th number, the 9th area space? That's your 10. When you look at this, right, you can connect 1 over to 8, which is going to make your first connection of 8 over to 3. So it looks like 8 over to 3, right, if 1 over to 8. So when I said 2 and 9, when you go 2 over to 9, you're going to go 2 over to 7. So here you're going to be talking about a gateway. You see the way it took the center 1 over here to go down? But here it takes the center 1, we go back up. Your birth at the 7th gate. There's also another 7 right over here. 6, 7, 8, 5, 7, 9. This way I go by 2s. This way I go by 1. So if they were, this way I go by 2. This way I go by 4. But when I jump in the center, it's by 2. So if I'm going 2 by 2, we're going to be going like this. 2 over to 4. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 2 is 7, 6 plus 2 is 8. So if we're living 2 by 2, we'd have to be going on this angle. The Queen's cap is on this angle. So what would the next number be after here? It would be 6. It would be 2, 4, 6. This would be 3, 5, 7, 9. So if I went 5, 7, 9, equals to 193. No matter what you do, adding on any angle, you're always going to get a perfect number when dividing by 3 every single time. And I'm looking at that as part of the frequency. Right? No matter which way we go with this calculator or this guidance, this tool we were given is telling us across the plane or across the heavens where you lie down to sleep, number 18, when you lie down to sleep, number 18, right? When you lie down to sleep, not when you're vertical, number 9, up and down, right? You know, when you go the 90 degree this way and this way, it's like your two legs sticking out, right? But I call this one 90, you're standing up. This one, you're asleep. And you go between two areas. You are standing up between two pillars, let's say, or a brick. That's how we look at this. When we go on this angle, it's by 4s. 2, 6, and the next one will be 1. So 261 has to be 261 divided by 3 equals 87. That's a gateway. 87 is a gateway right here. It shows up here, 11. Your 1 and 2, 3, okay, goes with the 8, it creates 11. Your 3 and 11 in pool are both red. They're both primary numbers. This over here, why I say this is take a good look. Every single one of these faces look like this. They're blank. There's nothing there. When I punch it up, it shows me on my blueprints there should be 9 spaces. So when I'm busy punching it up, I show you 9 spaces. So when I don't show you 9 spaces, I show you 9 minus 2. That means there are 7 with this. 9 spaces minus 1, there are 8. That is your 7 and 8. It is your alpha beta creation of the completion of your 77, your 6 and 5, 11. Your E-world birth coming into the E-world. Remember I said the 5 has to stand up, right? It becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The other side is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, because when the 1 is up, right, the 6 is down. So what's the next level? Well, when the 2 is up, the 5 is down. So that's the highest you can actually get. So let me see where we were. All right, it was over here. Right? So when the 5 is up, we end up with 15. This 15 will be a 7, 1, 7, 15. It's going to be the game of pool. And in the game of pool, there's 8 solids and there's 7 stripes. And also note, so also to note that we also spoke that in blackjack, the payout is 1.5 the difference, representing your earth. 5 and 2 is like going to Alice in Wonderland, because it's crazy. 2, 4, 6, or no, 2, 4, 8, right? 2, 4, 8, 16. 1 and 6 is 7. So I went from 2 to 4 to 8. No, let's do it this way. I went from 2 to 4, okay, to 8. Okay, I jumped 2. Then I went from 8 to 16. 1 and 6 is 7. I now went down 1. 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. Now I went down 2. So do you see the way the numbers work? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. 2, 4, 6, 8. On the first one, I started with this one, and I went 8. Then I went 10. It becomes 1. Then I go 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Then it goes 14. 1 and 4 is 5. So you see the way it works? 7 and 7 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. What happened? 7 went down 2. 2 went up 2. 2 and 7 fit together. Let's try 4. 4 and 4 is 8. The difference is 4. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. The difference between 1 and 5 is 4. If I went 4, 4, 4, 12, 1 and 2 is 3. The difference is 1. If I went 5, 10, 15, 1 and 5 is 6. The difference is 1. If you don't understand it, I will write it out. The mathematics of this cube and the stories they tell mathematically, okay, are A+. You can't tell a greater truth. When it starts to show difference, okay, like when you have your 6 and 8, and those are the closest to the 7, and the 7 are all opposites of each other, right, on this cube, which proves that the 6 and 8 are on each side, that in the game of craps, they tell you put down 6, and we'll give you back your 6, we'll give you back 7, 7 and 6. 7 and 6 is what's going to connect. Your 6 will connect to your 7, and your 6 will connect to your 5. 6, 7, 6, 19. That is the way we connect to the electric moon. The electric moon is number 5775. The reason for this is the word electric, El, Elohim, okay, E-L-E, Ele, equals to 22. The beginning of breaking out of the cube from monkey is 22. It is the mirror. Why is it the mirror? Why is it the reflective? When we, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 equals to 10. When we play the game, when the game of blackjack is played, the people at the table, the opponent to the dealer, are always calling out monkey, monkey, monkey. And where did I hear most of this from? I heard it from those, okay, that I call the machine. I like to call them the machine. You know, is soul. But this one is because I speak French, right? And Asia is big, so I want to say just China. In France is said shin. The shin could be something in my foot. There's a shin on my foot, part of my body, right? There's also a shin in the Hebrew language, so I'm going to have to study this and speak to those who can tell me a little bit more about the shin. Also, when I put am, right, like an am is am, it becomes the machine. So anyways, they're always calling out for a monkey. So right away, I know monkey is the 9th zodiac sign, right? But a monkey, they're not calling out the monkey as the 9th zodiac sign. They're calling out the monkey as a 10. A, B, C, D, because A plays a role inside of C. That A, okay, is the split sun. So we play out our birth as instead of A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 equals to 6, we play our birth B, C, D equals to 9. That when we have A, B, C, D all together, now we create what is 10, and now it's J. It is now the monkey. It is the mirror. The mirror. So they call for the monkey. There are 12 monkeys and 4 10 cards in the deck. A total of 16. 1 and 6 equals to 7. It's the half-life. The 6 days that we came to the planet, the 1 day of rest, that it rests to connect the east. They went, the R letter is either 2 times 9 or it's 3 times 6. Or it's 4 times 4 plus 2. If it was the reverse, okay, the R letter, we would be starting at Z and we'd count 9 backwards. I forget what that equation, why I said it that way. So it would be 3 times 3. And doing it that way is 3 times 3. Number 1, the pig's pregnancy. Number 2, our rotation from north to south is all about 3s. Our beginning of our formation is all about 3. 3 times 1, 3. 3 by 4, 12, 1 and 2, 3. 3 by 7, 21, 2 and 1, 3. 1 goes into 2 twice, goes into 3 times. When we multiply 2 times 3, 6. 2 times 5, sorry, 3 times 5, 15, 1 and 5, 6. 3 by 8, 24, 2 and 4, 6. 3 by 2, 6, the letter F. 3 times 5, 15, the letter O. The letter O is made with A and E. 3 times 8 is 24, the letter X, fox. Fox, 45. They all become 6, 6, 6, 2, 5, and 8. Going north and south, it's all about 3. And when we multiply 3, it has nothing to do with these. It stays at 9. Everything to do with 3, okay, and 6 will become 9. So all of this that became this and this, now all becomes this into your birth creation. In order to get this, it'll be 4, 1, 4. 4 numbers here and 4 numbers here and 1 number to connect them. This area here will be a wing and this will be a wing. The 2 wings. It'll also create the S letter. It'll create the L, 2 L's separated, not including the E world. When you don't include the E world, you're not including, where's the ABC? Your E world is your 1 and 4 equals to 5E. Your 2 and 3 equals to 5E. The highest you have here, your 3 and 4 equals to 7. These 2 create this. These 2 connect together. They become the ring. We spoke a little bit earlier talking about 1991. This A and I, 2 ends of the spectrum. When you create 9, you never use 9. When you create 11, you never use 1. They bring 2 worlds together. You bring the 9 and the 1. And it all connects through the, I'll show you in a minute. 3 by 19, 57. The moon is number 57. The E world 5 to the G world 7, 5G. Electric moon. 19, you ever hear that number? Bringing 2 worlds together. Artificial intelligence, IA. 19. The last one is 76. When you place 6 down at the divided 7th gate between big 6 and big 8, they pay you back 7. The total is 13. The 13131 cycle, the king of diamonds. When you go 3 by 19 to the Pythagorean single digit, it will end up to be 39. Creation and birth. The star system, this represents angel, represents 10. Reverse, it is Saturn. And in order to create it, you are going to use the number 13 and 31 equals to 44, dividing area space into thirds. 4 times 4, 4 plus 4 is going to equal to 16 and 8 to the 24-hour day that we have, putting 2 parts of day to 1 part of night, to where day is 16 hours, 1 and 6 is 7, and night is 8 hours. Remember 7 and 8? 7 and 8 is a representation of Abba. Abba is also noted to be what is a strike. Can either be a solid area box complete, or it can be just an X, and it also has a value of 35 and this value of the center of this cube. The center of this cube is 3.5. When you play the game of roulette, the payout for putting a coin right in the heart of the number is 35 to 1. In fact, roulette is going to represent and explain to you how things come together. Even your 11. Your 11 is a combination of 3 numbers. Your 2, Venus, is going to be a combination of 12 numbers. Your single numbers, your 1 is going to be a representation of 18 numbers. Your 4 numbers mirror has going to be a representation of 8, the heavens. There is really, did I do the 3 number? Yes, your 3 number is going to be 11 and your 4 number will be 8. And where do I get all these numbers? When you go to the game of roulette, these are the payouts when making these choices of wagers. And the 17 cube is when it's between 2, and that's Mars. That's going to fit to Mars and the moon. blackjack, which is 21 dots on the cube. In blackjack, the payout for getting a blackjack, okay, is going to be 1.5 times the wager. Again, between 1.5 is 432. It's also going to be 3-2, which is going to represent the ram and the pig and a bunch of other numeric values that equal to number 32, including red. The red ball in pool, although it's the although it's the 3 and the 11 ball, right, and it is red, the 11 is 1 and 1 is 2. So the ace that splits, okay, is going to represent what 1 is now going to represent 2. So it's showing you an alternative value in the ace. Also note that the ace is 1, 3, and 5. 3 and 5, 1 is already in both of them. The opposite of 3 and 5 is going to be 4, 2, and then 6 goes for the 1. But it shows you that the separation of your gateway, your 2 and 4, opposite of your 3 and 5 on the cube, what has to happen is we have to learn about these numbers here. 74 is energy, 74 is cross, 74 is Messiah, 74 is Muhammad, G and D like in God or Gad is also Jesus, and 7 months of 31 days, and 4 months of 30 days, and the 1 month of Valentine's. So it'll be 7 by 31 equals to 217, 4 by 30 equals to 120, and then 1 by, let's say 28, right? So we're going to end up with this 1, 3, 1, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will be 37 in reality. This one will be a 3 or a 5. Multiplication and addition, 1 times 2, 1 plus 2. This one over here will break down all the way to 20. So the 1 will go all the way down to 20. That is going to represent the T letter. It passes through the doghouse. It becomes the T letter. Okay, when you get the T letter, that's 4 times 5. 5, 5, 5, 5. On 5, 5, 5, it's 125. But on another 5, it's 625. You inverted the cube from one side to the other side, and you still ended up with Earth. This is the Queen. 1 and 5 is going to be Mars. See the way here's the 5 here, here's the 5 here. In this equation, we use 1, 2. In this equation, we use 6, 2. I use 1, 2 here. Let me see if I did that right. 5 and 1 will be Mars. 6 and 2 will be the Queen. It'll be the stick. Okay. So here I don't use the 5, and here I don't use the 2. 5 and 2 is Earth. So we're bringing both worlds together. 2 doubles everything up. 2 is very funny because when you multiply things by 2, what happens to it? And when you do it by 5, I'm going to show you. No, I don't want to do 2 and 5. I'm going to do 5 and 4. Let's do this. 4, 8, check it out. This line over here, I'm talking about, hold on a second. Yeah, okay. On this line, I'm talking about number 4. On this line, I'm talking about number 5. So I went down 4. I went up 4. I went up 5. I went down 5. I went up 4. I went down 4. I went down 5. I went up 5. I went up 4. I went down 4. I went up 5. I went down, up I went down 5, I went up 5. I went up 4, I went down 4. So 5 and 4, a 9 area on every single face is going to tell a story similar and exactly like this one. One reflects the other. All the opposites reflect. When we talked about this over here, your 7 and 4, what? Okay, we did that over here. When we go to calculate 1776, we're going to get a 131 number also. I'll have to show you that. Please ask me one day. Where were we with this? So yes, so that's going to represent the red ball. There's going to be a separation of 8. Okay, the separation of 8 between the 3 and the 11. 8 is going to represent Katravam, which means the divided gate, 420, time, heaven, creation, THC. It begins at 4. When you are in the Olympics or in other places, you become first and you get the gold. Represents a club also. You and your, right, it represents the whole club or even yourself, but it took all of you to do it. So when you become in second, you're now silver, the knight in shining armor, right? It's 1:08. It's the 68th minute. We're at the dividing gate. 3 by 36 minutes right now. 1:08. Is that what we got? No, now it's 1:09. So we were first in the sun. Now we're in the moon. 69 minutes, right? Right now, 3 by 3. It's now. See, it's 69 minutes. Okay, it brings 1 and 9 together. The E world is exactly in the heart of this. I'm just trying to see 69 minutes, 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. So we're bringing our face into the light, the birth into the light at this present time, and the sun cube shows up. I just want to mention something. A little earlier, we were speaking about Atlanta. So that, look, when we're sending out a phone call, sending something out, I send it out, it goes to here, and then they receive it. So we have an operator in between now, and that becomes Atlanta. Here's the Aleph letter we spoke about before. I'm not going to get into that. We spoke about the electric moon. I want to see if I left anything out. Right? At the same time, this is your ABC base 10. You remember I spoke about that? So now in the deck of cards, we have 4 picture cards in each suit is 12, plus we have 4 equals to a total of 16, the 10 card. Now, it doesn't just stop there. First of all, because we have 12 and 4, 1 and 2 is 3, and 4, it's going to represent the purple ball in pool. The number of cards that are valued at 10 and over, right, is going to represent the purple ball. In pool, the 4 and 12 are purple, which is going to represent the red and the blue, right? Well, we're not going to go over there yet. They also represent the half-life. 16 is the half-life. It is the 13th, the 14th, the 15th, and the 16th. You remember always 4 of them in order to make a mirror of something? 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you can go 5, 6, 7, 8, or whichever way you want to do it, but 4 is the way it works. 3 is 1 completion, and then 4 to complete it all, your base, and then maybe the stand you go on. I'm not really sure which way to say it. So I'm just trying to see where we were with this. Yes, so you have a total of 16 cards, 10 each is going to total 160. Our star-based system, okay, equals 160. I'm going to show you. And now this is the low model. This is not the high model, right? Because in the high model, it's 666. So in the low model, 7 and 310, 9 and 110, 4 and 610, 8 and 210, total of 40. But when we only use 3 lines, right? 10, 20, 30, 40 total, right? You have 3 lines here, 30. 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 Your main one, your main star of 4 is 40. 30, 60, 90, 120, and 40 for the main star, 160. Step number one. Step number two, okay, when they call for a monkey in blackjack, okay, one of the things you have to remember is you need your birth for 21, right? 21 days, the egg hatches. Number 12 equals to 87. And what's ironic is when you add up 1 through 12, okay, it equals to a total of 78. If we're talking about 12 moons, it's 336 days. We shouldn't forget about that, which is 12 moons. The thing about that is that, just let me think. Yes, when you have to have 12, you have to have 12. You have to have 12. For the monkey to be called in blackjack, you have to have 12. Or they're not calling for a monkey, right? They want a 10. They usually do. Actually, I shouldn't say that. Okay? When they're calling this for the dealer, everybody's calling out monkey. But when you're playing your own individual hands, when you have an 11 total of any number of 2 cards, right? It'll be 2 cards. You can't do it on 3 cards, right? But on 2 cards, because most of what happens when you have 2 cards and you call for a monkey, you're going to double down. That's the Venus world. When you're calling for a monkey, right, you're doubling down. So you're calling for the monkey. I mean, you don't have to double down, but in the books, right, it also says never double down on this. So there's rules and regulations well, it's how it used to be. Maybe things change now, but that's the basic understanding of the game. Now, even if you have 13 or 14 or 15, and even if the dealer would have a 16, they're still calling for a monkey for whatever effect that will bring on to the next notion. So it really doesn't matter if it's the 10 or a king or a jack in the game. But I'm assuming, and I haven't done the work on it, that if you get a king of diamonds, it will tell you 60, 41, 41 will be the answer to the king of diamonds. If it's the king of clubs, you will get 41 and 38, equaling to 79. So that would be your birth gate. If it be the king of hearts, you'd get number 93, you'd enter into Saturn. If you get the king of spades, you have the fox pass, and you have 41 plus the fox pass is 86. You're at the divided gate. Now, if you call for the jack of hearts, right, the reason I'm saying is because the word king equals to 41. The word spade, la pique, equals to 45, and it represents FOX, fox. The diamond is 60, represents the orange sun. Dia, the mirror world of AI. If you say diamond, it's 60, and if you say heart, it's 52. The number to jack is 25. So if I say jack and I say spade, that'll be 25 and 45, 70. That 70 is the king, right? What is 70? If I say, which one next? Which one we're going to do next? Jack and club is going to be 63. I like to say that's our base creation, the jack of clubs. Yeah, that's 63. It's 63 and 54. Our creation in the sun, and it shows the cube within it also. The female love, the word sun, female body part. This is also going to represent monkey. It's going to represent gold. In fact, not monkey, because monkey is 83, right? And I mark clubs, but it's not club, it's club. Otherwise, it would represent the moon. The next movement for this is into the moon. and it's the reverse of what Mars is. See, Jack, heart, Earth, same number. When you add Jack to a single digit, it becomes 11311. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoop. It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Jack equals to 7 in its low count. Pretty interesting. The king, right? Jack is 7. The king is 5. And the queen is 8. But in French, right, it'll be 13, 18, 19, and 5, 23. And valet, ET, 25, 38, 48, 58. The valet will be 60, so to represent 6. And le roi, ROI, right, like royalties or Rottweiler, it'll be 33 and 9, 42. So there's a gateway in the king, so this will be 6. So just give me a second. I have to plug it in. Oh, I'm plugging it in the wrong thing. Hold on a second. I'm gonna just take 1 second break. I'm running to the kitchen. Yeah, we're gonna end this very shortly. I'm running out of battery on my thing. Hey, Tammy, how you doing with Watkins? Yes, we used to say deuces wild, otherwise was one-eyed Jack. So, one eye. If it was 2 eyes, right? If it was 2 eyes, I and I, it's going to be 35 and 35. It's going to be 70. Wow. So if it was a one-eyed Jack, would we get 1 pull? If it's a 2-eyed Jack, right? Because I equals to 35. In fact, I gets a freedom. 5 times 5, 5 plus 5 is 25, and 10 equals to 35. Five and 5. So Sky Pass will end up equaling to what is 35. And that is going to be a cap to Electric Company Waterworks. I think it's located on the 13th property. Is that correct? I'm going to explain that in a minute. And what it is I spoke to you before about 7, 4, and 1, right? But it's also 16, 13, and 10. What happens over here is 7 times 7, 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, 7 and 6, 7 and 6 is 13. I can continue it on. I want to stop it on the first row. Here, 4, 13, 1 and 3 is 4, 1 and 6 is 7, 1 is 1. 3 and 4 is 7. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 3 and 4 is 7. Right now, the separation between these two is 5. That's what separates everything, the E world. Not 6, because the 6 is with 7. If you look at the deck of cards, the 7 envelops the 6. And you can see over here what's happening, right? So what's missing is the E world. The female is missing in this. These two, okay, is time. It's bull. It's also going to be, right, the bull has 2 horns. It connects into 2 worlds, gives each world a rib, if you want to look at it that way. 7 and 4 is Jesus, Messiah, Muhammad. 4 times 7, 4 plus 7 is 28 and 11 equals to 39, angel 10. This is a derivative of 57. In order to get this number over here, we need to get 7 all the time. 2, 5, 7, 3, 4, 7, 167. And how about 88 and 9, 7, 7. 9 and 7, 16. 8 and 8, 16. How about 4? Right? How about 4? How about this connection? 1 and 6, 1 and 6. Cross it this way. In between here, cross it at 3.5. 3 and 4, 7, 2 and 5, 7. This whole lower section, or the value connection of 0, or the value of connection of what looks like 0, or 0 connecting 6 numbers. Let's not talk about that. What is the low section of 7? Is the high section of 9 and 4 equals to 13. 6 and 7 equals to 13. To 8 and 5 equals to 13. For what is 7 below is 13 above. 1 and 3 equals to 4. It reverts back to 7 and 4 and 7 and 4 and 7 and 4. 11, 11, 11. Seven and 4 is located seven and 4 is located here. Here is 7 void, and here is 4 void. 52 for Earth, everything that builds it up and breaks it down. Doesn't matter where I move the camera, she's walking in front of it. Look what happens. 2 is the opposite of 5 on the cube. The rotation of 5 does this. Down 4, up 5. Down 4, up 5. Down 4, up 5. Down 4, up 5. 2, okay, it's going to give me a second. Two goes like this. Up 2, and up 2, and up 2. And then it goes one more time, and then it drops 7. And then it's up 2, and then it's up 2, and then it's up 2, and it's up to and then it drops 7. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 1 plus 0, 1. 12, 1 plus 2 is 3. 14, 1 and 4 is 5. 16, 1 and 6 is 7. 18, 1 and 8 is 9. Now, not all your numbers are going to go through this rotation. So what it's going to show you where 2 goes. 2 goes all the way to the letter R, the letter P, the letter N, the letter L. 2 does not go to number 13. 1 gets to do all the numbers. One and 8. Let me show you. Just let me do this. Yeah, mail in Canada is on strike. So, just give me a second. So, this is what happens with 8. 8 will go 8, 16, 24, and what will happen is it'll count down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So there are certain numbers that will not appear. If I did number 4, right? Well, I'm not going to go through all the numbers right now. I just wanted to give you a base understanding, right? And earlier on, I spoke about what 10 is and what the 5th wheel is. Well, it's A, B, C, D, E, and that's the front of the truck. The trucks have 18 wheels, but the E plate, there's a plate, the swivel plate, they call it the 5th wheel, and that's what connects the trailer to the pin. So if you want to know the pin is on the trailer, and there's 8 wheels on the trailer. Yeah, you can say one truck has 6, one has that, but we're doing it from a child's point of view. We're not looking, we're doing it from the 18-wheelers that run on the highway, that run the big truck. It's 1:31, it's the 91st minute of Spirit. They can send their gifts any other way, right? And the greatest gift is usually cash, right? You can't go wrong with cash, right? A little bit of cash. Why give it to anybody else? Why give it to anybody else, right? Why give it to anybody else, right? When you send cash over a gift, what is cash? Pay somebody's hydro bill. But how do you give cash to a little child? You send it to the family, and they take it and they buy the child a gift if they really need it. Or then we have to understand what it means to be materialistic over the cash, right? When they say cash cow, because that cash can probably buy you a cow if you're not in the farming business. So 18-wheeler has a 5th wheel on it, so it's going to be 5, right? Plus the driver. It's the same thing in hockey. There's 5, plus the goalie. In football, it's 11, and I mentioned that I was going to show you how 11, I'm not going to write it all out, right? 11 works like this, and the angle changes. So what angle? I don't know. If somebody would tell me an angle, I would love, it would be great, but this is not the only way to write 1 through 9. According to the roulette game, they write it each one of their numbers will look like this. It'll be 1, 2, 3. It'll take up this area space. It'll be rectangular, right? So here's how it goes. 7 and 2, right, is 9. You go up here, it's 11. 1 and 8 is 9, and down here it's 3. 4 and 5 is 9. 3 and 6 is 9. So we connected all of our 9s. We never used the number 9. It was our total. For 11, we start on 2. So with 9, you start on 1. And with 2, you go to 11. You cannot get 11 with 1. You need 3 of them. Well, then we would end up doing 1 and 2 and 8. And there is an equation like that. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 plus 2 is 8. It's going to end up being ape. Go ape monkey. Gorilla is number 74. Jesus is number 74. So 7 and 2, 9, 8, and 1, 9, 4, and 5, 9. Check it out. We made a cross and we put a belt on it. On this side, we have 2 and 9, 11, 8 and 3, 11. You see that 2 and 9, 11? This is the year 2025. We just did it right now. Does everybody, when you write a check, when you go somewhere, they always write 2024. Usually when you write a number, it's because the number is done. It's 2024 plus 12 months plus 8 days, right? Look at that. It's 1, 2, 8. I just did that equation for the day it is. 1, 2, 8. 6 times 2, 6 plus 2. Going to represent 12 for the area here. All these areas here, right, is going to represent 33. Your 11, 11, 11 is going to be represented right now at this time on this day. There's 23 days remaining in the year. The reason for that is this cube is 3321. What is cut out and what is not cut out from this cube. Anyways, I think it's bedtime. What do you think, Mr. Cat? We're going to have to stop because this machine is running down. Do you have anything to say, Mr. Cat? What do you have to say? Bedtime? We going to bed? Your nose is so dirty. Oh my God. Your nose is dirty. Let me see your nose. Let me see your nose. Hold on a second. I need to check her nose out. Just give me a minute. Well, I won't be able to hold this up. Just 1 second. Let's see if I can do this. Let me just see your nose. Your other side of your nose. Okay. You're good? Are you good? You like that, eh? Now you're going to lick yourself? Lick. Let's see. Come on. Come on. Let's see. What are you doing? What are you doing? There you go. Come on. You can do it. Got to clean that fur. Clean the fur. Are you cleaning the fur? I don't see you cleaning the fur. Come on. There you go. There you go. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. You missed the spot. Yeah, a little over there. What about over here? What about there? You clean that spot there? You clean that spot here? There it is. You got that spot. There you go. I don't have to take a shower tonight. Here. There, yeah, get all of that. There you go. Okay, that's going to be it. I want to thank you for being here tonight. Peace, and for whatever it may be. Have a good night. She's still going at it. And you can help out the channel. That would be amazing. The best way to help out the channel is to share it with your friends. Explain to them what we do. We learn a little bit every single day maybe I should just come here and teach or share with you 100,000 different new things, but that's not me. I'm putting it out there that I'm looking for somebody to piece together everything that I'm doing. This is also going to fit with the zodiac, with the analytics of the zodiac, with the constellations. And I think I should just take it easy and sit here and study more about the constellations, their names, right? Like right now, I'm just going to tell you that the Pisces and Virgo and sperm all have the same numeric value. They're all going to be connected to father and mother, these two, 7 and 8. This also connects to 12 because 7 and 8, 1 through 12, it's funny, 3, right, equals to 7 and 8. 7 missing here, 8 missing here. There's going to be a rotation within it. You want to know why? Because 7 times 8 is 56. Mark this down, 56, 56. 7 plus 8 is 15. 15 and 56 is 71. So the mathematics also reach into Pisces, okay? Poisson, which is the fish, right? And it's a school of fish. The school of fish, the students, Yo-11 of Earth and Mars. When they say Yo-11, it's Earth and Mars. Yeah. I took it all off. So, so what did we just do? So we ended up with Pisces and the sperm, and I showed it to you here. Now, when we get 56, it's going to talk about 2 moons. The wolf is number 56. The cycle of the earth moon is 28. The word lamb is 28. The word wolf is 56. Mars has 2 moons. Each one gets an earth value of 28 equaling to 56. You remember we did at the beginning the ribs, the 9 rib with the 0. The 9 looks like a little squiggly and the 0 looks like an egg. So I give the 0 to the female and then I put the squiggly 9 into the egg. Do you know that 90 is a representation of all 9s? Of 1 and 8, 9, of 2 and 7, 9, of 3 and 6, 9, of 4 and 5, 9. Sorry. Remember, we have to stop at 3. Of 1 and 8, 9, and 2 and 7, 9, and 3 and 6, 9. Okay, that total is going to equal to 81. Plus 9 is going to equal to 90. And 9 times 9 is 81. And 9 and 9 is 18. And this comes from what we need to understand, okay, is I saw it and I lost it in my head. Right, is number 36 or 63, which is a derivative of the cycle we run. The 7 months of 31 days, the 4 months of 30 days, 9 by 7, 63, 9 by 4, 36. It takes 1 and 2 to come together to create. And what's left over in the void is 6 and 6. The 9 of our birth, right? The 11 players on the field, your 5 and 6, your alpha beta creation, is because the 1 reverses to 6. And the 2 inverts to 5. That's your 5, 6 to your 1, 2. 5, 6, 11 to your 1, 2. Your 5, 6 is going to have a 4 and 3 left over. That's going to connect AI. The multiplication of the void 3 to the void 4, Earth and Mars. 3 times 4, 3 plus 4 is 12 and 7 equals to 19 minus it. It equals to 5. 12 and 7 equals to 19 and 5. And it's ironic that your 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 will equal both of these. This will equal to 5 and 5. I put 5 and 7, but the 7 is over here. It doesn't change. This becomes 5. 5 goes with 7. 5E, 7G, 5G. This connects your AI, your birth, your 9 world, right, with your 11 world. 9 and 1. 3 by 19 is 57. 57 is the moon. If we use number 25 by 3 is 75, it's the electric company, and that would be with the Earth moon. So I'm getting a little tired, so we're going to stop right here, even if there's 3 people. If somebody has a question. What will happen on January 25th when all the planets will align at the same time? That's the 25th day of the year. We run into the Chinese zodiac. There's a Chinese zodiac change, so they already know it. It becomes the 25th day, 341, 340, 304, Valentine's Day, Halloween is, no, that's not Halloween, 336, no, 330, I'm just trying to count the days. Oh, 330, oh my God, okay, 330 days reverse. Okay, so 330 is, you know, when a birth comes in, so there's got to be something that, an eye that opens up on that day. 1-7. Also, it's 1 and 7. The first month, right? And 5 and 2 is 7. And it's in 2025, in the year 2525. What happens is the IT system, so there's an energy, right? 2 times 5, 2 plus 5. Okay, it's going to be 20. So that's T. When they have a countdown, they always start at T. T is when you have a crossing star. Okay, that crossing star. Every time I connect the 10, I cross through the 5. I need to do that 4 times for this to happen. Equals to the T letter. Usually it's O, right? Let me see if I can, right. Here. 30 plus I cross 5 3 times. 30, I cross the center 3 times. 30, I cross the center 3 times, right? But in this reality, there's also something that has to be understood. Okay, just let me show you for a second. This is a 33, this is a 22. 22 ape go, 22 ape go. 33, the sun cube, the pound key. The dog is a canine, it's number 11. Life, bust, is number 22. This is this star, right? Can I do 3 lines with this star? Can I do it with this star? When I do it with this star, it happens over here. You see this over here? Whoop. You see this over here? I can do it here. I can do another one here. I can do another one here. I can do another one here. After that, I'm going to complete it. 1 down here, 1 down here, right? There will be no other. I cannot do this here like this unless I do it with these 4, and then these 4, and then these 4, and then these 4. In this one over here, I will create a line that goes this way or this way. So there's 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and 2 here. 2, 4, 6, 8 different star type creations. There is no 5 in this one. This is going to be a half space full number area that shows the division like this one over here. The only time there's going to be a usage over here is when I cross over here, creating 10 and then 10. The crossing over here and the crossing down through here, I'm going to have to make a zigzag, almost like the sine, you know, the sine wave. For the reason is I can't guess where the average center is. So either I'm going to go this way, or this way, this way, this way. So this is what it's going to have to look like. It's going to go this way, or it's going to go down the other way. So like I said, on January 25th, we have a giant size, a whole bunch of things that match up. It's the 330th day of the year, 3 times 3, 3 plus 3. So we already know that when man came on day 6, just like the child comes on that. So we know it comes out of the female. We also know that it's number 71 for the sperm, and I always look at the sperm as sperm electric. It also connects to poisson, which is a fish. Fish is number 42, so again, it shows me another gateway inside fish, unlike the bird, which is number 33. The fish go in schools. It's also the Pisces, which is the 12th zodiac sign, unlike the 13th zodiac sign, and everybody knows the 13th zodiac sign, right? It's Aries, and everybody knows that the 13th zodiac sign is the rat. Everybody knows that number 1 is split like this, connecting the outside rings of the Taurus. So everybody knows this, because after you finish 12, what is after 12? 13. So we have started over on the second realm. 1, 13, 25, 37, 49, 61, 73, 85, 97, birth comes into the gateway. When we start at 3 and you start at the tiger, you end up at 3, 15, 3, 1, 5, again, ace, division in the sun. 3, 15, 27, house of bait. 3, 15, 27, 3, hold on, no, yeah, 3, 15, 27, 39, the angels, 51, Mars, 63, creation of 6, creation comes in, creation of 6. It's a Saturn creation, and we have to understand how 63 works and 33 works. 63 is 3 by 21. 36 is 3 by 12. They're absolutely perfect. They become 3 and 3 again. The reason is 12 is 1 and 2 is 3, and 21 is 2 and 1 is 3. To note that 9 times 4 is 36, and 9 times 7 is 63. So now we have 63, then we have 75, the electric moon, and then we have 87 within the gateway, and then 99 shows me Jupiter. 99 is going to create my Venus. It's going to create my sun. So it's going to create this through the tiger. The tiger is the 3rd zodiac sign, so therefore it's through Gemini. It would look like this. 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. That's how 3 works. Here it is again. 12 years after you've done the tiger, you've gone here. 15. 3 plus 12 is 15. Plus 12 is 27, plus 12, plus 12, plus 12. 1 and 2 is 3. You're always going up. So when we get to the third, after your birth, when we get to 48 years later, what is it, 36 years later, hold on. We spend 12 years to here, 12 years to here, and 12 years to here. When we get to 36 years later, we've come back to your actually home sign. And we've only moved up 1 realm. We have to do that for a total of 72 years. When we come over here, this is where we are. We have to come here. This is where you get back home. And this is through the moon. This is the male and the female, if you want to call them the triangles, whatever you wish. So this would be, you'd be 72, and here you'd be 99 years old, where you lived the full rotation of 96 years. If we want to look at it that way. 12 to here, right. But actually, you're 1 year old here. Sorry, you're 1 year old. This is just from the zodiac sign. Sorry about that. So you'd go 12 years, 12 years, 12 years, 12 years, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You go 96 years. That's your full rotation. And then when you get to the 108th year, right, 108, what happens in 108, just give me a second, you come into the mirror of your first 108 years. When you get into the 120th, you've mirrored everything. I think that's the right number. And when you add 1 through 15, that equals to 120. It'll be the game of pool where there's 8 solids and 7 stripes. So I think we're going to end it right here. Your astrology hold on a second. Follow the astrology perspective. What is that supposed to mean? The astrology perspective. I'm going to have to think about that because I'm not sure what that means. Let me see if I missed anything here. Yes, Venus. The word Venus is 81, but the word 2 is 58. So there's going to be a number 13 involved there. Yes, earlier on, I was talking about how the spirit connects to AI, or what is the birth, okay, to the divided, hold on, let me see something. The E world, yes. The 5 is the center here, so the E world is the separation between 1 and 9. It's the E that brings both sides together, right? Otherwise, what happens is when we have 9, I go 1 over to 8. I only clip the corner over here, right? Where is my 1? I have to see the, let me just design something over here. You know, just me crossing over, I'm not sure if this is good enough. Maybe this is what's showing me what my ace is. Cutting from this number to this number. This number would be 2, and this number over here, let's say, would be 7. So I'm cutting here, but let me want to draw this out because I don't like the size of that. I prefer it to be 4 by 3. So I would start it out here or here. It would have to be 5 by 4. Let me see. This is not good either. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me do this. Just give me a second. I don't think this is good either. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. $15. So I would put that here. No, I can't make that any better. I don't like what it is. It always clips a corner of the 5 when I go here. What I was doing is I was going 1 over to 8, 2 over to 7, right? And then 4 over to 5. So it seems like I'm clipping corners all the time off this 5. And we go from 3 to 8 and 2 to 9 and 5 to 6, right? I'm clipping corners off the 5, but I'm never touching the center of this 5 when running from down here all the way to up here, only cutting off corners. So you still have the open space until you run it all the way through here, right? And you connect 4, 5, and 6, your federation. There's a couple of messages I didn't get to. Yes, the line clips both corners. It's going to cut it through here. You see, the thing is, this is square, but there's amateur and professional, right? So when you're professional in the casino, if you take a look, let me see if I can find it here. Roulette table board, betting board. So I'm not sure, do I have my mirror here somewhere? I didn't want to pick up the camera and, whoop, I'm not sure if you can see this. Right, can you see that? Let me see if so it's not, they're not square, right? They're not square. They're more rectangular. So that's why I'm showing you it that way. So let me just see what happens, right? And the other thing is when I'm doing it on this paper, I have to figure out what size I want to make it. Because if I make it, let me see. Yeah, this is what happens. When I make these 5 wide, right, and if you notice at the same time, right, okay, it's this area from here to here, the 12, is more than here to here. So I have to figure out about what it is, because right now when I'm drawing my line, right, because there's 5, I'm going to go and draw it on the second one. And by the time I start to draw in the second one, it'll draw through the third one, call that center, over to this one over here. Then what's going to happen is this one, and what it forces me to do is it shows me that I must get both centers here and both centers here. So then it ends up looking like this, a little bit of a dimension to it. Now when I do it to the other side, and this is what it ends up looking like. And then after that, I'm just trying to see, yeah, okay. And then it looks like that. This to here, this to here, this is my 9. Oh, we're missing Notice the way it looks like 77 on each side when it comes here, and then up here it looks like two L's. And then it would link up like this. Now I'm not sure if it's a grinder, right? But the reason for that is 7 and 4 and 3 and 6. On this side, we don't touch this. This side never touches this side other than this. And this side never touches this side other than that. This one belongs here, that one belongs to the 11s. And all these 11s are right here. Would you like to find them? We have 1 and 8, 9. 1 and 8, 9. We have 2 and 7, 11. 2 and 7. We have 2 and 7. Whoop, my thing is coming apart. Hold on a second. Whoops, just give me a second to take this off here. Then what we have is 3 and 6, because I have 3 here and there's 6 missing, and that's another 9. When it goes to the 11, right, when we go to the 11, we have 2. And how do we get the 9? How do we get 11 with a single dice? Here we use 1 dice, here we use 2 dice, here we use 3 dice. So when we get to 11, right, we need 2 with any face or it doesn't work. Or we need to start with a 3. Or what we're going to do, I forgot about this, I forgot. The 9 is on one face. This is 4 and 5, 9. The 11 is on 2 faces. When you have 4, remove 4 from here. We have 5. When I flip it around, it's 3. Missing 6, missing 5, 11. Missing 4, missing 7, 11. Missing 8, missing 3, 11. One side of the face will tell you all about 9s. 2 sides of the dice will tell you about 11. You heard it here first. 11 and 22 are going to be the voids. There are 4 opposite sides here. They will always equal 7 and 7. It'll either be AF with BE, or it will be AF with CD. It'll be CD with BE, or it'll be CD. I think I got that. CD. I think I got that, right? Did I get that? Hold on a second. Right, you follow what I'm saying? We're going to get AFBE. AFBE. So A, F is the 6th letter. E is the 5th letter. B is the 2nd letter. Then we're going to get ACDF. So ACDF. F, C, A, and D. Then we're going to get CDBE. D, E, C, mathematics that go with it. So when you're looking at 22, you're looking at the ring. You're going 14, 22, you're looking at the ring, right? You're looking at 22 is the void, it'll be 4, and 14 will equal to 5. 5 and 4. This is the sun cube. You can't get away from the truth. We're going to end the video right now. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. Peace and love to everybody. Thank you for being here. If you can help out the channel, I also have YouTube with my coordinates, PayPal or buy me a coffee. You can look me up. I have 10,000 or 11,000 videos irrelevant to the fact. The thing is, why am I here? Why have you shown up? What do you think this is all about? Peace and love for the night. It's never going to stop. Time is coming to an end. Okay? Coming to a new beginning. The same time. Nothing ever stops. And it's time to go recharge in bed so I can put my head in one world and my feet and soul. Keep it here. Keep it real. Love. Good night. Good night. Thank you, Tam Tam. Thank you, Tam Tam. Night, night.